What if you could reach a state where no opinion, no betrayal, and no loss could ever truly wound you again? Have you ever imagined becoming a person of unbreakable inner stability? Someone who moves through the world with a profound sense of peace, untouched by the chaos of criticism, rejection, or disappointment. Maybe you're exhausted from the endless performance, from projecting a strength you don't always feel, all while hiding a quiet, lingering hurt. You just want to rest from the pressure of having to seem invincible. But here's a truth you may need to hear. Your attempts to avoid pain are what keep you enslaved by it. The strategies you use to numb yourself, to shield your heart, are the very chains that bind you to every hurtful word and every painful silence. This isn't a sign of fragility. It's the human condition. The only difference between people is how convincingly they pretend. Carl Jung, the pioneer of analytical psychology, taught that we are defined not by what happens to us, but by what we choose to become through it. The path forward isn't about building higher walls or becoming cold and detached. It's about integration. It's about bringing the parts of you that suffer in the shadows into the conscious light. Real power isn't the absence of suffering. It's the deep self-knowledge that holds you together, even when you feel broken. If you're listening now, this is for you. For anyone tired of feeling emotionally hijacked, as if others hold a remote control to your inner world. There's another way, but it requires you to face truths that may initially unsettle you, truths that ultimately lead to liberation. Let's begin. You likely believe your pain originates outside of you. In the cruel remark, the betrayal, the absence you didn't deserve. But the raw, liberating truth is this. External events only hurt you because they resonate with an existing fracture within. The sting isn't in the action itself. It's in the old story it triggers, the unhealed wound it presses upon, the void you've been trying to fill with approval and achievement. Jung revealed that our outer turmoil is often just a mirror of our inner, unintegrated world. This explains why one person emerges from tragedy with clarity, while another unravels from a simple comment. The issue isn't the event, it's where it lands inside you. And here's an uncomfortable insight. Your deep suffering persists because on some level, you still operate under a contract you didn't sign. You believe that if you are just good enough, smart enough, or kind enough, the world will reciprocate and spare you pain. But this is an illusion of control, and clinging to it creates a life of tension, a constant vigil against the unpredictable. So, how do you stop the cycle? Not by seeking more control, but by cultivating radical awareness. Your freedom dawns the moment you realize that nothing from the outside has any power unless it finds a home within you. And where does this internal landscape reside? In the vast territory of the unconscious. What you do not own owns you. This is where our real exploration begins. The greatest modern myth is that you are the sole author of your life. Wake up. You are not. At least not while you operate on autopilot, reacting from hidden places, sabotaging your own progress without knowing why. Jung stated it plainly. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. The anger that flares, the sadness that descends, the patterns you repeat, these are not random. They're urgent messages from disowned parts of your psyche, what Jung termed the shadow. This is an active, living system of memories, traumas, and fears you've refused to face, yet dictates your reactions. You ask why a certain look or word can devastate you, while others shrug it off. It's because that word strikes a chord in a hidden chamber of your soul, a chamber you've locked but never emptied. Judgment and repression don't lead to liberation. They foster oppression. The unconscious doesn't vanish when ignored. It emerges in toxic relationship cycles, in self-sabotaging behaviors, in free-floating anxiety. This isn't misfortune. It's a coded message from your depths, pleading for your attention. Do you wish to become unshakable? Then you must end the inner civil war. As long as you're a stranger to your own depths, you'll be a puppet to fleeting emotions. The more you fortify yourself against external pain, the more vulnerable you become to the internal kind. There is a way through, and it is not found in defense, but in profound self-reconciliation. What does it truly mean to be unshaken? Let's discover why this strength is born not from armor, but from acceptance. Common wisdom suggests that to avoid hurt, you should shut down, build walls, wear a mask, proclaim nothing bothers me. But internally, the corrosion continues. The issue is never feeling. It's not understanding what you feel and why. This only happens when you are unknown to yourself. Jung advised that when touching a human soul, one must be just another human soul. That authentic soul of yours, which you hide behind a character of invulnerability, is begging to be acknowledged. True emotional resilience has nothing to do with numbness or indifference. It has everything to do with integration, with accepting and bringing forward all you have buried. You don't become untouchable by placing a barrier between you and life. You become untouchable when you realize no one can destabilize what you have already fully embraced within yourself. When you integrate your shadows, your fears, flaws, and insecurities, you cease to be reactive. You become responsive. You choose. This is real freedom. Jung called this journey individuation, the process of becoming your complete, unique self, not who you were conditioned to be. Is the union of ego and unconscious, light and dark. Here's the secret you weren't told. The more you flee from pain, the more it pursues you. The more you resist being affected, the more fragile you become. But when you confront your own wounds with courage, when you accept the totality of who you are, nothing outside can dismantle your core. However, this path demands bravery, the bravery to feel deeply. And within that very feeling, we discover that suffering itself can become a sacred gateway. Let's go deeper. From a young age, you were taught to see pain as the enemy, a sign of weakness, something to avoid, numb, or deny. But exiled pain doesn't disappear, it metastasizes. It transforms into anxiety, chronic anger, emptiness, or impulses you don't comprehend. Ignored, it digs tunnels within until one day the ground gives way. Jung viewed suffering differently. He saw it as the soul's messenger, the unconscious mind's alarm bell. He famously likened depression to a lady in black who should be invited in and listened to, not turned away. But do you listen? Or do you distract, busy, and silence yourself? Suffering hurts so intensely because you are at war with your own growth. One part of you cries out for transformation, while another, your ego, clings to the familiar and tries to smother that call. It is in this friction that agony is born. Growth is a form of mourning. It hurts to release old beliefs, to cut toxic ties, to let outdated versions of yourself die. Yet, it is precisely in this space of deconstruction, when your certainties crumble and pain leaves you raw, that you can finally meet your authentic self, stripped of all pretense. In this light, suffering becomes sacred. It brings you to your knees before the only thing that can free you, your own truth. Most turn back before crossing this dark valley, but you listening now are likely ready. So, how does one actually walk the path of individuation? Let's continue. Few have the courage to begin the journey of individuation, and fewer still to see it through. It promises no comfort. It offers no guarantees for your ego. In fact, it dismantles it. This path is one of unlearning the illusions of who you thought you were. You are not your resume, your trauma, or the mask you crafted for love and respect. Those were survival mechanisms. Individuation is the call to live beyond mere survival. It requires the dissolution of the persona, the social mask, what Jung called a mask of collective convenience. You must, in a sense, shed your own skin. It is in this fiery process that you become unshakable. Not because you stop feeling, but because you've faced your deepest shames, needs, and angers and declared, I see you. You no longer rule me. This inner clarity, this lucidity in the face of your own darkness, grants a strength independent of approval or control. You no longer need to be loved by all when every argument, or appear strong. You know who you are. True emotional armor isn't a shell. It's a solid, integrated core. You may feel pain, but it doesn't fragment you. You may be hurt, but you don't lose your center. This depth comes with a price, a certain solitude. Not because you will be alone, but because you no longer fit in the shallow spaces where you once hid. This isn't rejection, it's maturation. And it leads us to our final revelation, that consciousness itself is the ultimate shield. Let's be unequivocal. Nothing will protect you from life's stings if you remain asleep to your inner world. Words will wound, rejections will sting, losses will weigh heavily until you awaken. Awakening is a daily choice. It is the commitment to look within, to take full responsibility for your inner climate without blaming others or fate. Jung taught that what you resist persists. What you accept transforms. You've spent a lifetime resisting the fear of inadequacy, the ache of loneliness, the need to be seen. You've built fortresses of perfection and strength, and it has led you here to a point of exhaustion. But now you know, true emotional immunity is not hardness. It's luminous awareness. It's not about crafting armor. It's about expanding your consciousness. When you understand your triggers, your wounds, and your patterns, the actions of others lose their destructive power. You still feel, but you don't drown. You still experience sorrow, but you don't crumble. And that changes everything. What makes you untouchable is not hiding from life, but plunging into its very depths. Those on the surface are battered by every wave. Those who dive deep find a profound stability and power below. This is your direction. If this exploration resonated with you, if something within you stirred, then take a simple action to solidify this shift. Please like this video. It supports this channel, Winds of Thought, and helps others find this path. And write one word in the comments below that represents your choice moving forward. For me, that word is presence. Let's start a movement not of pretended strength, but of authentic, conscious living. The journey continues in the next video. Real transformation isn't a single step, but a path you choose to walk every day. I'll see you there.